Hello and welcome to Ulster GA TV, coming to you live from Owenbeg, the centre of excellence. We have MacRory Cup action live this evening here from Owenbeg. The Derry Derby, St Mary's Magherafelt taking on St Patrick's College in Maghera. A repeat of last year's meeting, which was won by St Mary's, so St Pat's will be out to reverse that result from last year. Conditions all but perfect, crowd really packing in here now to Owenbeg. Beautiful evening, as I said, for this game. The third of our Danske Bank MacRory Cup quarter-finals. Two of them already decided. Abbey, Vocational School of Donegal, safely through to the semi-finals, along with St Patrick's of Armagh, who are lying in wait for the winner of this one. In the semi-finals and the quarter-final, the last of our quarter-finals, scheduled to take place on Sunday evening in Healy Park. That will be Omagh CBS taking on Southwest of Donegal. But tonight it's all about St Patrick's College Maghera against St Mary's Magherafelt to see who will advance to the semi-finals against St Patrick's of Armagh. Our match referee is Mark Loughran from Errigal-Kieran in the county of Tyrone. Joining me on co-commentary, he's on his way, will be Paul McFlynn. He'll be here in a couple of minutes, caught up in a little bit of traffic because there's quite a large crowd packing in here to Owenbeg. Well, without further ado, I'll run through how both teams line out this evening, beginning with St Patrick's of Maghera. They will line out with Jack McCloy between the posts. Full back line of Rian Collins, Padraig O'Kane and Niall McNichol. Half back line, Dara Doherty, Padraig Horan and Dara O'Neill. Midfield pairing is Cal McCaig and Oran Doherty. Half forward line of Fimber McShane, Turlock McHugh at number 11 and Mark McGurk at number 12. Wearing number 13 will be Gavin McIver. A change at full forward, wearing number 25 will be Dara O'Kane replacing Darach McGonigal. At number 15 is Cormac O'McCluskey. The St Mary's Magherafelt side. In between the posts is Michael Conlon. Half full back line of Dara McKenna, Ronan Doherty and Liam Millernan. Half back line, Rory Small, Luke Grant and Dara McGuckin. Midfield pairing is James Sargent and Cahir McBride. Change on the half forward line, replacing the number 10 will be number 19, coming in place of Michael Higgins. And the number 19 jersey will be worn by Lurkin Higgins. So Lurkin Higgins replaces Michael Higgins in the starting side for St Mary's. Eamon Young at number 11 and Cohen Cassidy at number 12. Full forward line of Jude Beattie, Patrick Burt and Fergal Lohan. So that is the two teams that line out here in this Danske Bank MacRory Cup quarter-final, live on Ulster GA TV from Owenbeg, as both teams going through their last little preparations. I see St Mary's and the Sky Blues just gone into a little huddle for their final words of encouragement. St Patrick's College in Maghera wearing a mainly white jersey, a little bit of blue trim. Down to our right hand side, the scoreboard end for anyone that knows Owenbeg, as we look out here from the covered stand side of the ground here. The stand now filling up, and a few people on the far side, also in the terrace side. But we look down here on the St Patrick's Maghera side, down here to our right hand side, have lost the last two quarter-finals here in Owenbeg. Holy Trinity beating them 2 years ago, a game that looked like St Pat's had done enough to win it, and they were caught at the end by a late goal, and then a winning point for Holy Trinity. And last year here, St Mary's of Magherafelt overcame them at the same stage. They topped their group this year, so they've had a straight passage into the quarterfinals. St Mary's Magherafelt had to come through a playoff. As our match officials in the centre of the field, you will see, with a few hardy souls over on the far side, although it is a beautiful evening, and the moon shining down here on Owenbeg as both teams make their way into the positions. Paul McFlynn getting hooked up beside me to get us underway, and we'll get a word with Paul in a moment when he gets the headset and all on him, as he awaits this Derry Derby in the MacRory Cup quarter-final for they're right, as I said, to face St Patrick's of Armagh, who had a penalty shootout to book their place in the semi-finals. So they are safely there, and I'm sure there's a few of them here in Owenbeg to watch who they're going to be playing in that semi-final, or if not here in Owenbeg, they'll be watching carefully on Ulster GA TV. And Paul McFlynn is hooked up, raring to go. Paul, you're very welcome. Caught up in a little bit of traffic, I'd say, because there's quite a large crowd here.
Yes, quite a bit of traffic there on the way in. It was very, very difficult. Now there's queued back. I suppose we were talking about the same fixture last year. That's a case of deja vu, and I think the crowd's bigger tonight. So Wednesday evening, the bad weather hopefully is behind us, and that's a great setting here this evening for what we hope will be a great game.
Yeah, beautiful conditions this evening compared to when it was due to take place last Friday, but thankfully common sense prevailed and they weren't going to make them play it that day. So there was a frozen pitch, so that was called off, but they can't complain tonight. A little bit of a breeze, but I don't think it's going to affect it too much, Paul.
No, I don't think so. In terms of normally when you're up in Owenbeg in this area, you have a breeze to see the flags blowing, but I don't think it's going to have a significant bearing. Both teams been training over Christmas, and the preparations that have been well used. Training conditions much worse than this. So I think we're glad that it didn't go ahead last week. It's a much better setting for it this evening, and I think for both teams it gives them an opportunity to showcase their best.
MacRory Cup is special.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just where you want to be for these lads. And for now that we have this service that it's been streamed and there's more exposure for young lads now, a lot of them they're coming into the panel for the first time trying to make a name for themselves. Both teams are littered with Derry minors of past and present, and a lot of All-Ireland winners on both sides as well. And I was just looking the day there, I think St Mary's Magherafelt have 4 who have 2 All-Ireland minor medals and then another 2 who have singles. So when you look at the Maghera team, there are men in that with All-Ireland medals as well. So look, I suppose we chatted about this before, that these boys know each other upside down, inside out. They're so familiar with each other, playing with each other at club and at the county. So there'll be no stone left unturned in both camps, and the feeling would be, from chatting to the locals, that Maghera up here, people would say that they've a better balanced side, but on the St Mary's side you have probably 3 of the best players in the competition in the form of James Sargent, Luke Grant and Eamon Young, so and we know we can see what they can do when they turn it on, and if that individual brilliance versus the so-called better balance in Maghera, I think we're in for an intriguing counter.
Just talking to people in the build-up to the game as well, Paul, last year people said St Pat's Maghera were the favourites going into that game. They were beaten. People are telling me this year, because of the names that you've mentioned already, St Mary's Magherafelt are probably coming in as slight favourites into this one.
They probably are, and having chatted to people that would be following a lot of the games, chatting to a couple of parents of players on both sides, and everyone's saying it's 50-50, where they just don't want to nail their colours to the mast or whatever. It's a 50-50 contest as far as they're concerned. But I would say on the balance of how things have went, just when you look at the individual brilliance of those 3 and the experience they bring, some people will be slightly tipping them, and I think there's that revenge factor for Maghera after last year. To them, they were hot favourites, not hot favourites, but they were favourites in that, and to go all the way, and they didn't. So they will see this as a night for atonement.
Well, we all know derbies, the close proximity of both colleges. As you said, they know each other inside out. It all goes out the window tonight.
It does, surely. There's no doubt about that. And you have players from Ballinscreen in both panels, and Lavey, and it's just you've clubmates who are playing against each other. So and that does bring that real intense parochialism, if you like it, to a school context. So look, that will bring its own side of it, and I think for both of them it's also who manages their discipline the best in a night like tonight. And sometimes boys can get a little bit over exuberant and can caught up in the emotion of it, and it's who can manage the emotion and be cool under pressure and really take their chances. And it just, as you talked about the breeze, it certainly seems to be picking up slightly. So
it's difficult to know which way it's going.
We don't know what way they're lining up here.
The flag down in front of me telling me it's going towards the road end.
It seems to be going down here towards the car park.
Yeah, I'm looking at a flag down here, and it seems to be possibly crossfield more.
Perhaps we would define it as swirling then.
But we'll soon find out, because the scene is almost set. both teams in their little final huddles before they get underway in this MacRory Cup quarter-final, our third quarter-final of the campaign, because already, as I said, Abbey Vocational School in Donegal and St Patrick's Armagh are already safely into the semi-finals. The last of our quarter-finals set for Healy Park on Sunday evening. Omagh taking on southwest of Donegal. The winner of this will face St Patrick's Armagh in the semi-final. Looking like St Mary's Magherafelt will be facing into the scoreboard end, so they are defending the roadside. If anything, the wind advantage, if there is a major wind, possibly favouring St Patrick's College in Maghera in the opening half. Mark Loughran from the Ulster Club champions and the All-Ireland Club finalists, Eric Ilkeard, is the man in the middle. The crowd is ready, we are ready, and the players look like they're ready, Paul. The scene is set.
Yeah, this is it. It's a big one, and a lot of players in both teams now have been used with big games, and just watching some switches already, I can see that Luke Grant has made his way to a wing half back, where he would normally be accustomed to playing for Danny Mayners. Well, that's to get him on the attack more, and they've moved Rory Small to centre half back.
And Torlock McHugh has gone to the centre of the field for St Pat's of Maghera. So we will spot a few positional changes as the game goes on. We have 2 personnel changes in the starting side, but we are underway here.
Yeah, and I see familiar foes in Cahir McBride and Cathal McCaig getting to know each other there from the beginning. Boys that played with each other and Danny Maynard's squad. So already the scene is set in terms of getting stuck into each other.
They are, and it's St Pat's Maghera that are going to have the first opportunity to put an attack together, but they're being pushed back on the way over on the far side, the terrace side here of Owenbeg, carrying the ball across the field. There's a little dash through the centre there from the cornerback. Rian Collins lays it back off over to this side here now towards Gavin McIver. McIver has it, lays it off now to Torlock McHugh. Torlock trying to take them on here, fisted into a little bit of space, but they're racing after this one. It's well gathered there though by Mark McGurk. McGurk across the field again, but it's well gathered in there, and it's now a chance to break up here for St Mary's Magherafelt, and they're trying to break it quickly, and Lurkin Higgins, the man that is replaced, lays it off now to Eamon Young, who Paul mentioned. Young has it, looks to get support, plays it out the back door as St Pat's get the bodies back into defence as the ball is spread across here now, picked up here by Dara McGuckin. McGuckin carries this one forward, just steps inside the 45 metre line, uses the man beside him, Jude Beattie. Beattie has it, but he lays it back out here, and it's going to come from deep. Rory Small. There's a very strong half-back line of St Mary's Magherafelt. Rory Small, Luke Grant and Dara McGuckin all in there as the ball is played back towards the goalkeeper, and that's Michael Conlon. Michael lays it off now to Eamon Young. Young carries this one forward. He's got help outside him, and that's Beattie. Beattie has it. Tries to cut in, but his way is blocked off. The referee says it's allowed, and that's a good turnover. And both teams so far to attack each, and both defences have come out on top, Paul.
Yeah, I think in that instance, I think Jude Beattie was looking the free. He took on the tackle, so we'd have to say a good referee in there.
Here's Mark McGurk, but the ball is taken off him there by Cahir McBride. So St Mary's turned that one over. And a chance to carry it forward again here now. Cohen Cassidy. Cassidy plays it back out to Rory Small. Small spreads it away across the field with a pinpoint pass over there, and they carry this one forward on the far side. So try to work their way in from the far wing. Dara McGuckin plays it back out here. Rory Small calls for possession and gathers it. So Rory Small in possession. Little dash of pace from Small. Needs to get support though. Luke Grant is there beside if he requires him, but just nearly fell into a little bit of trouble there, but got away with it. And this Conlon, the goalkeeper, not be hard to spot Conlon, and the luminous yellow ball inside, but it couldn't be taken there. Luke Grant was making the dash through the centre. A chance now for St. Pat's to try and break quickly here as they come forward. Turns away from the challenge, but he needs to get support, and that attack is just held up. At the moment, just a few passes not going to hand, Paul.
Yeah, and interestingly though, when that was turned over there, it was a pass by James Sargent. He was looking for Luke Grant heading through the middle there, and it just didn't come to pass. But what was interesting there was the press that St Mary's put on, really tight, and I think there was four different men got contact on the ball, and that was deliberate because they knew they were under pressure. 2 kicks and they were in. So that pressing, getting contact on the ball slowed that attack, and now they've turned it over again.
4 minutes gone, we still await the first score. St Mary's now coming up the far side again with Rory Small. Small tries to step inside the challenge, elects to play it back. James Sargent stands in the middle. He's going to take possession now, does James. James carrying this one forward for St Mary's. Will be a player to watch. Shrugs off the challenge. Bust a pace from James, but he's gone into a kind of a cul-de-sac. Needs to get support. Or does he? Or is he going to take it on himself? He does use the support. So try to work it in from the wing. Plays it back outside the 45-metre line now. And St Mary's Magherafelt drive looking for that opening score. But they've been held up. And the corner back up there. Helping out is Liam McLernan. McLernan lays it back off. As Grant made that little run through the centre, but he wasn't used on this occasion. McGuckin lays it off now to Lurkin Higgins. The late replacement. Lurkin plays it back out now to Eamon Young. Young dashes inside. Good pass inside. Opportunity here for Rory Small onto the left peg, but he's pulled it just to the near post and wide. But it was a good move.
Yeah, good move. And look, I don't know what the stats would be already, but the amount of ball that Rory Small has had in his hands already, you know, and that ability there, Eamon Young just drew the man to him, and a slick pass inside and behind, and Rory Small also, who's mainly right-footed, but no problem having a go with his left.
Short kick out from Jack McLeod as they hold possession, St Pat's. Just looking a little bit more dangerous on attack, St Mary's at the moment. Those dashing runs, St Pat's just a little bit slower. And
yeah, well, I'm sure the viewers can see it, but when St Pat's are defending, they are defending with 14. They're leaving Cormac Og McCluskey up front on his own, and the hope would be there that they turn that ball over. They get one kick, maybe to that midline, somebody running over the top, and then it's a ball in. But thus far that hasn't materialised, because when they are picking it up in defence, they're very deep in defence.
A little bit of space now, an opportunity here to come forward, but he just took his eye off the ball and they give the opportunity to turn it over. And
again, that was Cahir McBride. That's 2 turnovers that he's been involved in. A player that perhaps his work rate sometimes goes unnoticed, an All-Ireland winning midfielder, and a son of a good friend of my own, Johnny McBride, and he certainly has the same work ethic as his father. So I mean, he's twice now he's been in that position to turn that ball over, and you can only be lucky so often. He always finds himself in that position. Direct route this time, and it's a dangerous one. The ball bounces in there, the goalkeeper comes off the line, didn't take it first time, but his defender's there to help him. But the Magherafelt man has got the ball in the hand, but his angle is very tight. It's blazed it up in the air. The ball still isn't dead yet. They let it bounce. It's a dangerous thing to do. The ball is broken down, but they have cleaned it up now. Lucky, and I suppose the saying is, never let the ball bounce, Paul. No, and again, the fact that Jude Beattie was also isolated there on his own. There was no support even for that ball to come bounce the second time. There was no one got in, which explains that, with everybody having you're playing. It's the old rules we talk about in this game, where everybody is back and you're trying to make that transition. So carrying this one forward is Dara Doherty. Lays it off, and St Pat's just a little injection of pace now. 7.5 minutes gone, still awaiting the first score. Who's going to deliver it? Trying to work his way forward is Fimber McShane. McShane, he gets the ball inside. Corner backs out here, might be a chance in here. Fisted over the bar, good score. Rian Collins with the point. We were waiting the first score, we didn't expect it from the cornerback. No, and they actually got fortunate there, because St Mary's thought that turned over, and the way he flicked it out of the man's hand, it went forward into the position. But look, they'll take it. Good score. So the opening score after 8 minutes coming from Rian Collins, and St Pat's Maghera with the early advantage. Over on the far side, McGuckin plays it back out as the ball is spread over to this side now. To try and carry it forward is McLernan. McLernan with possession,
Waits for the help to come, and that's the full back. Doherty, Ronan Doherty, lays it off now, and carrying this one is Dara McKenna. McKenna way over on the terrace side. Got space in front of him, and he's still carrying it forward. Lays it off now as St Mary's look for the equalising score. Just pushed outside the 45-metre line. They're going to have to recycle again. Eamon Young has it now. Little bust past him from Doherty, but he doesn't use him. Being patient. Rory Small now. A little bit of space in front of Small. He's got Lurkin Higgins outside him if he requires him. He does use Lurkin. Lurkin shows the ball and sidesteps the challenge. Gets away from it. Referee lets him go. He's pulled it across the front of the post though. And that's a second wide for St Mary's. Maybe the wind into them goals a little bit more difficult than we felt, Paul.
Yeah, look, I think until we're down pitch side, we'll not get a true reflection of what way it's going, but
McCloy goes long on this occasion. Ball broken down, picked up by St Pat's. Quick ball inside. Chance here now for Gervin McIver. Lays it off as St Pat's look to double their advantage. Good ball across. Chance to come through the middle now to Cahill McKeag. Cahill goes back out again. Had the opportunity, but he elected to use Oran Doherty.
There's a free advantage.
The ball's inside. Advantage being played. Chance here now, and the ball's in, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. The referee
it'll be brought back for the free. Yeah.
And the opportunity there was for Dara O'Kane. So Dara O'Kane with a goal opportunity, but it was straight at Michael Conlon. But as Paul had said, the advantage was being played. So a chance for St Pat's to double their advantage. And the man that's going to take it is Cormac Ogue McCluskey.
Yeah, and just to note there, Oran Doherty there that got fouled for that from Portland Owen. His father, Owen Doherty, used to go to St Pat's and was part of a successful MacRory winning squad as well. So that tradition is there in numerous places across the pitch.
So McCluskey with the opportunity. That's a good strike from Cormac Ogue. And the drum man has doubled St Pat's advantage. Difficult free, but he made it look easy.
Yeah, he did. As well struck. Very, very confident. And for a free taker on a night like tonight, and your first one, which wasn't easy, it's a real confidence booster.
11 minutes gone. 2 points to no score to St Pat's of Maghera. Ball out around the centre. Won there by James Sargent. Climbs high and gathers possession. Quickly releases the ball into space. And racing onto it is Eamon Young. Tries to cut inside the challenge. Good tackle in there. Wonderful challenge from Patrick O'Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, the referee has given a free in.
Yeah, I figured that he was fouled on the first one, and his hands went up, and he's pulling the ball from him with two hands, which you can't do, technically. But if you're a defender, you're cross.
So a chance for Young to open up Magherafelt scoring. And we're all 11 and a half minutes gone in this opening half. So Eamon Young with this free comes forward, and Young from that position has popped it over the bar for his and his side's opening score. 2 points to 1, Paul.
Yeah, and I think the simplicity of that is the ball kicks straight down the middle, but you've got someone like James Sargent who can pluck it out of wins the free and instantly kicking it. Eamon Young's already made his run before the kick because he knows it's coming, and two exceptional players combining, so that'll settle St Mary's.
So St Pat's with possession. St Mary's looking like they're going to make a change. Number 17 getting ready to come in, which is Charlie Mulholland, is stripping off, ready to come in, but in possession at the moment.
Yeah, unless there's an injury, but we haven't picked that up yet.
Turlock McHugh, although I did see Lorcan Higgins, the late replacement, over at the bench, unless he felt that he had some little twig. As the ball is played in there, but it's caught in by James Sargent playing back there. And the referee gives him the mark, but James wasn't interested in that. The ball's away over the far side. Patrick Burt, number 14 on his back, but away back in defence at the moment. And they'll build from the back now. James Sargent will carry this one forward from his own 65-metre line. 2 points to 1 in favour of St Patrick's College in Maghera. 13 minutes gone in the opening half, if you're only joining us. It's been a lively opening. A few mistakes, but both teams just figuring each other out, Paul.
Yeah, and it's quite the norm, I suppose, in a lot of games. My wife is saying she just watches the last 10 minutes of most matches now, because that's when it's won or lost, and it's something that is true. That's when the games, if your teams are now planning to hang in there, and we talk about going down the stretch, that if you're there and you're alive, I read Peter Hart talking about it, that it's about staying alive, and about staying alive to that last 5-10 minutes when the game's running. Hopefully you have the game changers, as they talk about, off the bench to make that difference, and that's the way the game went last year. So look, we just expect this to be cagey to an extent, nip and tuck.
Yeah, and final score last year 1-6 to 1-4. It wasn't a high score, Paul. No.
And interestingly, Charlie Mulholland, who's warming up in front of us there, the son of Don Mulholland, an All-Ireland club winner with Lavey. Don would have played his football at St Pat's. So son now lining out for St Mary's, and Charlie came on in last year's game as well and made a big difference.
St Mary's struggling to hold possession here. Goalkeeper was almost caught in possession, was nearly cut out the pass towards him, but he's played it back out here now to Rory Small. Living a dangerous game. Yeah.
And the keeper there, Micheál Conlon, is son of Michael Conlon, who's former goalkeeper for Ballinderry and Derry. Mickey C, yes. So that's his son. So that tradition is going in the family with the goalkeepers.
Here's Eamon Young to level it up. That's a good strike from Young. That's a super point from Eamon Young. 2 points apiece.
And I think that's his second score and St Mary's second score, one from a free run from play. And we mentioned James Sargent and him at the start, and Luke Grant, and the three of them have been very much to the fore, particularly Eamon Young at centre half forward. When he gets going, his pace is absolutely frightening, and his just ability to weave past you and take you on.
It is indeed Lurkin Higgins. That is the man replaced by Charlie Mulholland. So an early change after the opening quarter, and we're 2 points apiece.
He seems to have picked up a knock. See the physio attending to him.
I did see him over at the bench a little while ago. The ball's broken down. St Mary's win it as they look to hit the front for the first time in the game. Ball over on the far side and carrying it forward. Magherafelt looking to get their noses in front, as I said. The man with the 2 points so far in possession for them, Eamon Young. Spreads it into the centre now to Luke Grant. Grant has it. Grant, just outside the 45. Comes inside the 45. He'd like to carry this one forward. Little flick inside. The hand comes in though as St Pat's turn that one over. And once you carry it into traffic, you're asking for trouble, Paul.
Yeah, and again, just there's no way it's the contact that St Mary's are getting on the tackle here.
Well, that was well read there by Ronan Doherty.
Ooh.
He wins himself a free, the Newbridge man.
Yeah.
And they almost give possession away immediately.
But again, when they turn that ball over, I mean, they're so far up the pitch, the defenders, they don't have time to retreat. So what they do is they're really hard pressing, 2 big hits on to slow that. And then the ball ends up not in the ball that they want and cut out. So in terms of a tactical ploy to stop that early kick, St Mary's are certainly going at that well.
Here they come, 2 points apiece here. After a 2 point early advantage for St Pat's Maghera, they've been pegged back by St Mary's. The ball is given back here now to the Newbridge man, the home of the Derry County champions, as he carries it forward. There's Ronan Doherty. Back it goes to Doherty again. He's got Rory Small in the centre. The goalkeeper's going to make a run too. A decoy run though from the goalkeeper. Rory Small has it to carry it forward. The goalkeeper stays up but gives it off now to Young. Young was thinking of having a go, but he was quickly closed off. Has to try and work his way around. He's worked himself out, but the angle's getting tighter for him. Has to come back out again to Rory Small, but he waited on it. Almost give the opportunity there to be intercepted, but the St Pat's man, Padraig O'Kane, couldn't take it. And St Mary's have ran into trouble again, and the tackle comes in. Yep, turned over yet again, but as Paul said, the work rate immediately once St Mary's lose possession is to just slow down that attack.
Yeah, and what you see now is because St Mary's or St Pat's have everybody in their own half, they have nobody to kick the ball to. So, you know, when you turn that ball over, ideally you want to be able to look up and have somebody that there's a link player, but they didn't have it, so they have to run it. And then that allows St Mary's time to get back into their structured defence.
Darragh O'Kane was the furthest man forward and he made the dash up, but here comes St. Pat's now. Padraig O'Kane. Dungiven man. So he hadn't too far to come today. As the ball is spread across. Picked up there now by Cathal McKeag. And Cathal has to come forward. Led by 2 points to no score. Now 2 points apiece. To try to create a little bit of space to get the effort away. Turlough McHugh, back it comes now. Opportunity here for Finbar McShane. McShane dashes one way and then the other. Has to come out of traffic though and does manage to get it out. The whole possession. St. Pat's, in it goes to the centre. Back out again, but St. Mary's not giving them a free shot. Turlough McHugh's got a little bit of space now. Didn't take the opportunity though. Waiting for a better one. He's got one now. He's going to have a go from here. Is Turlough. He watches this one. It comes back off the upright. Who's quickest to react to this one? The ball's breaking in there, but there's a race for possession.
It's good defending.
It was won by Doherty. Just about, because the St. Pat's man was racing after it too. Now, they try to race up the field quickly, and that's going to be... It's a good free to give away, as I would say, Paul.
It's a tactical free, as they say. He knew what he was doing in terms of stopping that kick.
It's the moon.
And again, we just see St. Pat's. At one stage they had everybody back in their own half, but they've won, and now they do. They have everybody back in their own half.
Coming up on 20 minutes gone in this opening half. 2 points apiece. St. Mary's Magherafelt coming forward with Eamon Young. 2 points to his name already. Ball through the centre, but Luke Grant couldn't take it. Ball broken down though, and they're just a little bit quicker to it, but the snapshot comes in there from the corner back.
45.
Dara McKenna took a deflection, out for a 45. So St. Mary's keeping the pressure on here, but yet to get their noses in front.
Probably on the balance of play, they've had the most possession. It started off St. Pat's with those 2 scores, but since then now, you would say St. Mary's have had the more possession.
The 2 wides before St. Pat's.
Couple of wides, yeah.
So James Sargent stands over this 45. Takes a long run up. There's the Lavey man. James coming forward to hit this one, and he's hit it away to the wrong side of the post. A third wide for St. Mary's. It remains 2 points apiece. So McCloy with a kick out, short, just about makes it outside the exclusion D.
Yeah,
you can see the pressure St. Mary's is putting on them, but they work it out well, Paul.
They do, yeah. I mean, you could see, yeah, a real disguise kick, because it was as if Jack McCloy was going to go long over the top, but just at the last second he changed it. So that takes, you're dealing with someone again who's been a Derry Minor and won an All Ireland in nets. So
good ball from Dara Doherty over to the far side, fisted over the bar, and St. Pat's are back in front as they just await to see the player there that popped that one over the bar. Looking like it's the number 6, Padraig Harron, is the man that come forward to pop it over. So Padraig Harron edges St. Pat's back in front.
Yeah, and again that kick pass over the top, and I think for a second there was a goal on. I can't remember who was at the far side of the back post, but he was certainly looking at it. And to me, that you got to explore that goal. The easy thing to do is to fist it over the bar, but I think when you get in there, you don't get too many opportunities. You've got to try and explore the goal.
3 points to 2. James Sargent in possession, plays it backwards. That's every player now from St. Pat's inside their own 65-metre line. The ball back. The winner of this, as I have said, will be playing St. Patrick's of Armagh in the semi-final. As here comes St. Mary's Magherafelt, looking to tie this one up again. Rory Small carries the ball across, gives it to Ronan Doherty. Doherty, toe to hand, just outside the 45-metre line, goes across the field. Gives it to the player coming to meet him, back to James Sargent. Now gives it to the goalkeeper, Michael Conlon. Conlon carries this one forward, looks comfortable in coming forward. Ball over to the far side now. Mulholland as they try to work their way through, but there's not. St. Pat's defence so far have been rock solid. Have closed off any gaps.
Yeah, it's extremely organised. Yeah. People might say, oh, it's every man behind the ball, but you can put loads of players behind the ball, but if they don't do their job, people will find a way through. And for a team of the quality of St Mary's, they can't find any openings because those boys in the St Pat's defence are carrying out their role to the letter of the law. So
when you boys
extremely
like Chrissy
disciplined.
McCaig and Sean Marty Lockard in the management team,
Yeah.
you understand how the defence is so solid as it is.
But then there is that balance between when you've so many back and you turn it over, you can't make use of your possession as much as you would like because you don't have anybody ahead of the ball.
Ronan Doherty lays it off again. Back out it comes again to Michael Conlon. Conlon just on the 45. James Sargent's going over to meet him. Michael Conlon gives it off to Rory Small. Look at the watch, tells me 24 minutes gone. 3 points to 2 in favour of the Maghera men.
And the Football Review Committee might be looking at this as further justification for their changes.
The ball is across now to Conlon again. Conlon, good pass inside though. Picks out Mulholland. Didn't take the mark though. Or it wasn't Mulholland, apologies. It was Jude Beattie. Didn't call the mark. Back it goes to Conlon again. They'll have to recycle it. Possibly that was the opportunity for the mark, Paul. It was a scoreable one.
Yeah, and also he had a runner off his shoulder as well, but opted not to take it, and I think you end up back out where you are. But look, you've got a highly organised defence against lads who are extremely comfortable on the ball, and they're not going to, people say kick it in, you can't kick it in. You kick it in, you cough up possession because of the way they're set up. If you don't, they're playing about with it, they're trying to entice St Pat's to come out, which they are now. Look,
well, there's an opportunity to turn that one over, but it's just in like a shot again. They managed to hold possession. Rory Small won a chance into the centre now, but the ball doesn't go to hand and it's turned over. Now they'll try to break quickly, but as you said, Paul, they're in to slow it down straight away.
Yeah, and look, they're not silly. If you turn that over and you back off and you try to run back, well, the ball's going to travel over your head quicker than you can run back. So
both teams well organised.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you look at the sidelines in both teams, Kevin Brady, John McElhone, Ronan Devlin on one team for St Mary's, and then you're looking up at Sean Marty Lockhart, Chrissy McCaig, and Willie McAteer. So look, 6 men who've been around a few corners in terms of football, very experienced, very level-headed, and 2 very good coaching teams, well structured, very professional. So that's why we have it at 3-2.
Padraig O'Kane taking on the Magherafelt. He's found himself a little bit of space, laid in offside. The ball didn't go to hand again.
And again, I thought he should have popped it himself. Yeah.
The opportunity was there to have a go. And he tried to pick out Cormac McCluskey, but he couldn't do so. The ball is turned over yet again. Approaching half-time. Last 4 minutes now. Rory Small carries this one forward. His handprint will be on that ball at this stage. He's handled it so much.
He's so comfortable, so busy, just full of energy. He's had a lot of ball now. But again, St Pat's perspective, they'll say, well, he's had ball where he hasn't been dangerous. So
Luke Grant carrying this one forward. Little dinky pass inside. Finds the intended target. Goes for the return, this Grant. Managed to hold on, gets it off to Eamon Young. Inside, opportunity here now for Grant. Lost his footing, but the ball's broken down. He's picked up. Just lost his footing at a vital stage as the challenge come in. He was pleading for more, was Fergal Logan, but the referee was having none of it.
But what a move. You could see that ball been popped pass in. You can see him making his run, and then the interchange between him and Grant. It's just telepathy. It's just boys that have been used, so that chemistry's there, and they nearly worked a goal.
So St Pat's still hold the advantage, 3 points to 2. They mightn't have as much possession, but they've made it count when they've had the opportunity.
Certainly seem to have the breeze, so it's...
But they're not really using the breeze.
No, and this man here is having a serious game at full back.
Yeah, Ronan Doherty again reads that one well, and that's one is turned over. So far, St Pat's Maghera have been very disciplined in defence. But the pressure is constant on defence because they can't hold possession as much as St Mary's. I know St Mary's haven't made use of it yet. We've only 2 minutes of the opening half remain. Rory Small carries this one forward again. Needs to get support as he's held up just inside the 45-metre line. But there's nobody coming off the shoulder for Rory at the moment. He'll look across and he'll pick out Luke Grant. You just need somebody coming off the shoulder, Paul. We've seen it glimpses, but there's other occasions where you'd expect to see it. It hasn't materialised.
And I think that breeze certainly has picked up. So look, I'd say if the breeze is as significant as we think, and it's with St. Pat's, well, certainly St. Mary's will be happy in that it's only 3-2, and they will look to the breeze as an advantage for them in the second half.
This one comes in, but it's a way wide again. That one's a well wide.
And I think again you can see the breeze taking that.
Yeah.
So
4 wides. 3 points to 2 in favour of St. Patrick's. We have just a minute remaining of the opening half. So the kick out coming from Jack McCloy. The slot Neil man looking for a runner. Goes straight down the centre. The ball's well caught in the middle there by Luke Grant. Super catch from Grant. Lays it off then to Charlie Mulholland. He gives it to Rory Small. Rory Small space in front of him to carry it forward. Looks now for a man coming off the shoulder, but they all ran past him. Didn't time the run right. And that slowed it up again. Rory has to come away back as St. Pat's get organised. They've been so well organised, so well disciplined. Just the one free they've given away. And they felt they were unlucky with that one. They felt that the challenge came in to win the ball cleanly, but the referee said no. But now they've an opportunity. The ball is in, and this works like it could well be the equalising score. And it comes in from Cohen Cassidy. Cohen Cassidy has levelled it up.
Yeah. 3 points apiece and 30 minutes gone. And similar story to I think what we had last year. But look, I think so much at stake, a quarter-final, and the intense rivalry, familiarity, whatever we want to call it. There was never going to be anything else.
Nope.
Really in the first half. And
most definitely. Much of what we expected.
And both managements at this stage will be looking to see how they're perhaps going to freshen things up and make changes in the second half to try and get their team over the line.
Can we have a leader at the break? We're into the additional time. No fourth official, so we don't know what additional time we're going to have, but I can't see more than a minute, to be honest.
No, we've had I don't think we've had any real stoppages other than frees, and we've had very few of those.
As the effort comes in, Cathal McCaig, and it comes off the inside of the post and over the bar from Cathal McCaig. And again, St. Pat's edge their noses in front.
Yeah, and again off the post, similar to St. Mary's score.
So Cathal McCaig with the lead score, and we expect the half-time whistle to sound as the short kick out comes, and he just gathers it as the half-time whistle goes. 4 points to 3 in favour of St. Pat's. Possession-wise, no doubt St. Mary's Magherafelt had much more of the possession, Paul, but in fairness to St. Pat's, they made a count when they got
did,
theirs.
but I think just looking at the way Cahill's point went over with the breeze, and that one just about scraped over against the breeze and it was dipping, I do think there is a wind advantage there, and I think St. Mary's will be happy. Both teams will be content. It's been cagey. I think in the balance of play, St. Mary's had the most possession, but from a St. Pat's perspective, as we've stated, they're quite happy for them to play with the ball between the 65 and the 45 because it's not dangerous. St. Pat's are extremely well organised. Everybody has a job. They're doing that job and performing to the letter of the law. But you can see that individual brilliance of Sargent and Eamon Young and these boys, and Luke Grant and Rory Small. I would say those four boys have, in terms of them. But you can sense sometimes that when they attack and those boys aren't part of the attack, they almost bring the ball back out to get them on the ball. So whether that's deliberate or whether it's because of the breeze or whatever, but I think we should have a more expansive second half, and I think players coming off the bench to make that difference will be key.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Half time. St. Pat's College Maghera 4 points. St. Mary's Magherafelt 3 points. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up live. Welcome back. Both teams ready to go for the second half. 1 point between them. St. Pat's College and Maghera leading 4 points to 3. But what has St. Mary's Convent in Magherafelt? They'll have the wind advantage in the second half, we feel. Although the wind seems to have died, Paul McFlynn.
Yeah, it was like that at the start, and then it picked up. So,
well, time will tell. We're underway. It's the Maghera College that is first into possession. And the man that's carrying this one forward is Dara O'Neill. Lays it off. Interesting to see if the wind had much bearing. But you have to give credit though to St. Pat's Maghera. Defensively, Paul, in the first half, you couldn't have asked much more of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's for St. Mary's forward now in there, it was, to say it was a pressure cooker, it was an understatement. I mean, just so disciplined, and I think St. Mary's scored 1 point from a free, so both defences very, very good in the tackle, not giving away silly frees, but certainly the way St. Pat's are structured and set up, and the way they're able to pass men over to other men, and that sort of two-thirds concept of defence you can see at times as well. So they're very, very good at when St. Mary's move the ball across to our side, they're moving with them. So yes, very well coached on the defensive side of things, and as you said, well, with Chrissy McCaig and Sean Murray Lockett there, you couldn't get two better men for doing that job.
No doubt about it. As they come forward here now with Porter Harn, as they come try and work their way in from the far side. Opportunities few and far between for forwards though. A little bit of space maybe here for Gervin McIver. Gervin has to come back out to the side here now, picked up by Oren Doherty. Doherty inside the line, there's an opportunity, but it's the corner back that's in there, and he's just delayed it a little bit, but he's got it out to the side here. They've worked themselves in, and Dara, ball across, is a dangerous one. Dara O'Kane was fisted it across. I'm not sure who the body was that went in to try and flick it in, but it was one of those dangerous ones, Paul. It could have went anywhere.
Yeah, that was a dicey one. I thought he was going to fist it over the bar. I don't know if that's what he was intending. It would have been ambitious to get someone at the back post in that one. A bit of a scrambled defence.
But St. Mary's survive as they come forward now to try and level it up with Rory Small. Rory, and that's a little bit of pace from Young. Eamon Young lays it off again. The ball is back out here now to Doherty, Ronan Doherty. Ronan been shouted from the sideline to carry it forward, but he gives it off to Rory Small. Rory, just outside the 45-metre line, waits for somebody to come off the shoulder. James Sargent has it now. It's back to Small again, but they're not making much headway at the moment because St. Pat's is everything pushing them backwards. They go back to Conlon, the goalkeeper, back to Small again. Now it's with Dara McKenna. Dara spots a little bit of space in front of him, quickly closed off though by McCluskey. Now it's back with Michael Conlon again. Conlon looks ahead of himself, spins a good pass in, but it comes off the chest of the Magherafelt man. Looks like into the back. The referee says no, and he's letting play continue there. I thought the Maghera man got there in front, but the referee's whistle sounds, and he's going to throw it up.
Yeah, again, a decent ball in, but it was, it's one of those straight balls. It's coming at you at pace, you have to take it. There was no space for a lateral pass. But interesting thing is, when St. Pat's picked it up, St. Mary's were on them like a flash.
But St. Pat's have won this one. They've won themselves a free out as well. And they spread it over to this side quickly because they spotted in space Dara O'Kane. O'Kane fists a big one forward here to run on to. Now there's a little bit of space here, a little bit of movement. Now there's a chance for McIver. McIver's got space in front of him. He's still going as Gervin McIver. He goes down, he's pulled to the ground. It's going to be a free in. More direct from St. Pat's Maghera, Paul.
Yeah, and again, that's what you were talking about in the first half. So that transition, they were able to do it there. They got runners ahead of the ball, and St. Mary's were scrambling. And the only thing they could do there to prevent the goal was take them down.
A little bit of treatment off camera here for St. Pat's man, but all eyes at the moment is on our free taker. And a chance for them to move 2 points clear for the second time in the game. Did it creep inside the post? No. Missed opportunity. St. Pat's first wide of the game. But Portrick Harn will be bitterly disappointed with that one, Paul. Suited the left footer.
Yeah, look, it's just one of those ones that I suppose he hasn't had a free yet, and it's very late. No, normally you're getting a free earlier to get settled. But yeah, he'd be disappointed with that now.
Ball out round the centre. James Sargent's on to the loose ball. Driving through the man. The centre now is the Lavey man. Lays it off now to Eamon Young. Young with the opportunity. The goal chance here now. Ball across the chippy in the back of the net. Goal for St Mary's Magherafelt. The quick hands finished to the net by Fergal Logan.
There's a query over the goal. He's calling square ball.
The umpire has called the square ball, and it is a square ball.
Square ball. Goal
disallowed for a square ball.
Yeah.
It should never have been a square ball, Paul.
I don't know. Unfortunately, we've no benefit of a replay, but
it shouldn't have been.
No, it shouldn't have been. No.
He should never have been in the square.
No, he shouldn't have been in the square, and I think he was.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been because they had so many bodies.
Yeah.
As the ball is almost turned over.
And again, that's the danger of the long kick. And Sargent, and who was off the shoulder, but Eamon Young. So some Pats will be wary of that one again.
A let off for some Pats. They just slow the pace down a little bit. They still hold that 1 point advantage. It's been a dramatic start to the second half. 6 minutes gone. The ball is in. Now it's quick hands here and an opportunity maybe if they can recycle it further out, but they're quickly closed off. Now it's come to that end, but St Mary's look to have it under control. It's a snapshot, but it hasn't got the legs, and the goalkeeper Michael Conlon rises high to gather possession under the crossbar. And now set St Mary's off again. Will be disappointed not to have got the goal. Doherty lays it off here now to Beattie. Across it comes to McGuckin. For the run up now from Charlie Mulholland into the corner. Quick turn from Eamon Young. Young cuts in. Still going as Young. Fists it over the bar on the sighter level. Eamon Young's third point of the game. 3 out of 4 for Eamon Young.
Look, he's that good a player. He's one of the best I've ever seen at that age. His pace is absolutely frightening. He's so direct. You just can't mark him in a one-on-one. He's practically unmarkable. He's a pleasure to watch.
McCloy with a kick out. Wind doesn't really hold it up, so I'm not sure what way the wind is going. Ball is won in the centre anyway by St Pat's.
Yeah, a great take there by Owen Doherty.
Back it goes. We're level again. For the third time in the game.
They're making a switch. Number 2, Rian Collins has been moved on to Eamon Young, and interestingly they're playing Eamon Young in the full forward line now.
Well, if that's space, Paul, that is dangerous.
Well, if they can get an early ball into him, and it's a good ball, there's no one quicker than him.
No. St Pat's will need to be wary of it. He pulls it. But here comes Torlock McHugh now to try and get St Pat's back in front. Quick layoff there to Garvin McIver. He's looked lively as McIver.
Yes, he's had a great start to the second half. I think maybe he's touched the ball 4 or 5 times already. He's lively.
An opportunity here for Fimber McShane to spread the ball away over to the far side, which he does so. Dara O'Kane from the far side. That's a tight angle, that effort coming in. The umpire watches it, goes across the front of the goal. Still not out wide though. They hold it and they keep it in play. They try to work their way through. Was it a high challenge? Referee says no. The play is turned over and St Mary's have it back again. And the challenge comes in, but this time the referee says illegally so. So St Mary's win the free out and they take it quickly. They're looking to move that ball quickly. As they're looking ahead, they head up all the time looking to see who's free inside. Nobody at the moment because St Pat's have everything closed off. As Rory Small sets off across Owenbeg with possession of the O'Neills as he looks to try and create something to put his side in front for the first time in the game. Drops a high one in. St Pat's man on his back to the ball.
It has to be a free because the defender isn't facing the play and he's holding the player, so he's impeding him from getting to the ball.
So a chance for the Convent to move in front for the first time. St Mary's Magherafelt found themselves 2 points down after 11 minutes. Got it back to 2 points apiece. Since then they've dropped a point behind but have responded. This the chance though to move in front. They thought they had gone in front when they hit the goal, but it was disallowed. As they come forward, and that one is popped over the bar. And they are in front. And Eamon Young with his 4th point of the game.
And I just heard Chrissy McCaig called to the bench, so they're calling for changes and the timing will be right. We're up in 10 minutes in the second half, so we're entering that last 20 minutes when you'll see both squads try and empty the bench.
Charlie Mulholland picks up the breaking ball and wins himself a free, and taken quickly.
I mentioned him earlier on. I must say he's had a good impact since he came in. He's got a hands and a lot of ball.
McGuckin fists it forward now to Patrick Burt. Burt tries to get a little bit of space, can't do so, gives it back to Charlie Mulholland. Further out the field it goes now to Ronan Doherty. He's coming more and more into the game as Ronan Doherty. He's moving more further up the field. A little dummy run there from Cahir McBride, wasn't used. Rory Small held on to possession. This is off to Cohen Cassidy. He's got a point already to his name. Rory Small again. Small lays it into the centre. Plenty of space now here for Dara McKenna to carry this one forward. Waits for the runner. Didn't give it though. Dara McKenna's going to have a go himself to move aside, 2 points in front. Effort comes in, effort goes wide.
You can almost see that Dara was coming up there looking for somebody to take it off him. He couldn't believe his luck. He found himself. The St. Pat's defenders had tracked the runners who were in that cut run, and he found himself in space, and he just looked a little bit hesitant at having a go.
So 5 points to 4, St. Mary's lead. 11 minutes gone in the second half. Jack McCloy with a kick out. Hangs it up into the air. Ball broken down, well caught in the centre by Doherty. Super catch from Oran Doherty. No, it wasn't Oran Doherty.
It's Cahill McCaig.
Cahill McCaig gives it now to Oran Doherty.
And he's worse for wear after it.
I think Cahill was receiving treatment a little bit earlier on too. The time they were taking the free. It is, and it's the same. It was holding his side the last time. Just got a little knock on the side as Cahill. But he's okay to continue. Can't afford to lose him because that was a super catch. Ball into the centre. Can they get the levelling score now? But ball's up, just about juggles and holds on to possession. Does Dara O'Neill. And they have to give it back out here now. Picked up by Niall McNichol. Spread across here now to that man again, McIver. Little dinky pass inside from McIver. Opportunity for Mark McGurk, but he's running into the corner, so has to work his way back out again. McIver's there to help him. Into the centre it goes. Now they're spreading it over to the far side. A little bit of space to come forward here now for Harn. Way into the dark corner, as we call it here in Owenbeg. As he cuts in field. St. Pat's looking to level it up. There's a man outside here, and there's an opportunity here for Doherty. Oran Doherty to level it up. Hasn't got the legs though. It's a dangerous one. The goalkeeper watches. He's dropped the ball, but the referee says that the free is out. Just dropped possession. Invited the St. Pat's man to put the foot in, but the referee said illegally so because the goalkeeper had the hands down quickly. A let off, Paul.
Yeah, let off, and again, normally you'd put your money on Oran Doherty, put that over, but I think again the breeze is a factor there, and holding that up slightly. He'd be disappointed with that one, but he's acquitted himself very well here. He's only lower sixth.
Dara O'Kane is down receiving treatment between the 45 and 65 there for St. Pat, so they're just down a man at the moment. St. Mary's with possession, leading by a point. Patrick Burt just inside the 45-metre line, lays it back out here. And there's a man going up this wing, but he wasn't spotted, was Cohen Cassidy, and the referee stops play. And Dara,
yeah, unfortunately, he looks
like
in a lot of pain.
Looking at the bench, and there's a Glen man about to come in. Shea McCluskey is about to come in to the St. Pat's side. So Shea coming in for St. Pat's Maghera in place of Dara O'Kane. So 18 replacing 25. So the referee will resume play.
Yeah, it's never nice to see that for a young lad. Let's just hope it's not a long-term or serious injury. He was doing well in the second half. He was very, very busy. So, but Shea McCluskey, I've seen Shea play a few times now and played against his father Paul many moons ago, so he's a good player. And such is the quality of their squad that he can't even make that starting team, so he'll be a really able replacement.
Not a nice sight to see Dara O'Kane being helped off. So play will resume with possession to St Mary's, who lead by 5 points to 4, coming up towards the end of the third quarter. So the ball is played back here now to Ronan Doherty. Doherty lays it off to McGuckin. Dara carrying this one forward. Dara looks for support. Gets it back out here now. Picked up there by Ronan Doherty. Doherty was thinking of having a go, but he elected not to. Gives it off to Rory Small. Small spotted the run inside. A super pass inside from Rory Small, but the quick tackling in there and almost turned possession over, but St Mary's just about hold on to it. St Pat's trying to turn it over. Back it goes now to Eamon Young. Into the centre to Patrick Burt. Burt steadies himself, has a go, but he's placed that one up in the air, but it's dropping away to the wrong side, and it's gone well wide of the target for Patrick Burt. It remains 5 points to 4. Extra time looming.
We're halfway through. A quarter to go, Alan.
Result.
And
they're
trying to get this ball out to they're trying to get this ball out to Cathal McCaig. A bit of a mismatch on that far side, but he just puts it
straight down the centre. Ball broken down. It's picked up here, and Eamon Young is onto that one. Young setting off through the centre. Young still going. 4 points to his name already. Make that 5. He's a class act, is Eamon Young.
Yeah, look, I think you end up just repeating yourself about him. He's just a phenomenal footballer who really has everything that you want in a forward.
His pace.
He's tough, he's brave, he's hard, he's pacey, he takes you on, he wants to go for you.
The ball broken down. Has St Pat's, they haven't scored in the second half as of yet, and they've lost possession. 3 points in the second half, all for St Mary's. Now they lead by 2, and they're coming forward again, and they're getting players warmed up along the side as they look to stretch the lead out to 3. Coming through the centre now is Luke Grant. Breaks away from the challenge. Grant still going. Has an opportunity. Snapshot from Grant. Over the bar it goes. Luke Grant with his first point of the day.
But again, it's that. We chatted about it, we've talked about it. It's the individual brilliance. We highlighted the 3 of them at the beginning of the game, and we could probably say a 4th in Rory Small. But Luke Grant, James Sargent, Eamon Young and Rory Small, the amount of times they've their hand, and it's not that, it's the impact that they're having. Luke Grant mightn't have had the ball as much, but what he does with the ball, so impactful.
That was well read in there and picked up by Dara McKenna. St Pat's struggling at the moment, Paul, to put any passes together, and St Mary's just seem to be growing in confidence and upping the tempo a little bit.
Well, I think that's what we talk about, those lads in particular, and Cahir McBride is becoming more and more into this game as well. I know he's been very, very sick for the past week. If the game had been played last Friday, he was in his bed. But this second half, he's grew into it and it's those big players and the big moments that when you talk about leadership, what's leadership? It's having the courage to go for it in the big moments and make it count. And certainly St Mary's have those players in abundance.
St Pat's will keep battling to the finish. They've won the sideline. They've got the call there from Damien Harkin. There's a sideline ball to St Pat's. Maghera, who now trail by 3 points. Ball into the centre. They need something. They need a score just to settle them. They haven't scored yet in the second half. They led by 4 points to 3 at half time. That now, with 4 unanswered points, has turned it in St Mary's favour. The winner will face St Patrick's of Armagh in the semi-final. The last of our quarter-finals down for 6:30 in Healy Park in Omagh on Sunday evening, when Omagh take on southwest of Donegal. Here comes St Pat's. Shea McCluskey, his first touch, breaks away from the challenge. McCluskey lays it off now to Oran Doherty. Doherty back it out towards McNichol. Into the centre now to Padraig O'Kane. O'Kane being pushed across the field. Comes back inside to McNichol again. McNichol gives it to McIver. Back it goes to O'Kane. But they're not making much headway, Paul. It's slow at the moment.
Yeah, it's. I think what St Pat's need, they need a score. Obviously, that goes without saying. But
Oran Doherty's trying to deliver. They might get a chance in here. Sorry, Paul. just broke in there. There was possibility anything could have came of that, but they've been pushed back out again. Back out to Turlock McHugh. They're still in this game, just 3 points between them as Turlock McHugh tries to dance his way through, but he's been closed off. The ball into the centre, but it's a dangerous one, and now the opportunity here now for St Mary's to break quickly, but that's well read over there. Superb defending. He had to, and it was Gervin McIver. Lays it off now to Shane McCluskey. McCluskey needs to get support. Lays it off, back to McCluskey again. Inside it goes, but doesn't go to hand. Good interception.
James Sargent.
Super interception from Sargent, but so too from Gervin McIver, because St Mary's were almost away, Paul.
Yeah, I think what we have is certainly St Pat's seem to have lost their shape up front. Gavin McGaver was getting a lot of ball at the start. I don't know what St Mary's have done. I haven't seen the switch, but they've curbed him in the last 5 minutes. And now St Mary's are just getting a run on them.
They look to move 4 clear, but they've give possession away. Or Doherty's in there to snap that one up. Now they have a chance maybe to break, but they'll look ahead. There's not a jersey there.
Nobody, and the 4
Just
St Mary's.
The sky blues.
So I think that's what I mean in terms of shape. So St Mary's are quite content to defend this way, the way St Pat's were in the first half. The difference is they're just leaving one up front for that outlet, for that kick ball. And you could see when James Sargent turned that ball over, he was looking to kick it, but the kick wasn't on.
Getting ready to come in is Ronan Burt for St Mary's, and St Pat's also getting ready to make a change. St Pat's still looking at first score. We're inside the last 8.5 minutes of the second half. All 4 points so far came in the first half as they led by 4 points to 3. But St Mary's have turned that right around now to lead 7-4. Shane McCluskey lays it back again. Opportunity for McNichol into the centre. The goalkeeper McCloy's now in possession. He's moving his way up the field as well. Spreads it over to the far side. Looking for Turlock McHugh to carry this one forward. Turlock does exactly that, but he's running into a very tight angle, but he's cutting in. The ball's into the centre now, but there's nobody coming off the shoulder, but that's a quick turn. That'd be a super point, but it's across the front of the goal. But it might work out here. It might be an opportunity. Fisted across again. The ball's in towards the goal, but there's a man on the line. But they've given possession away. It's turned over yet again. St Pat's have it back. Snapshot in. They're going to get a score out of it. Yes, they are. It was hard work, but they got a score, Paul.
First score of the second half for St Pat's. It could be what kicks them on. Look, I mean, there's only a 2 point game. I think similar to this time last year, St Mary's hit them on the break for a goal and went on to win it. So you're talking.
I'm not sure who it was. Thinking it was Cormac McCluskey. I'm not 100% certain.
Could have been a goal though.
Could have been.
And I think St Mary's will be disappointed though they had turned it over and then coughed it up again. But it was looking more dangerous at one stage.
Double change, one for either side. So number 14, Patrick Burt, has been replaced by Ronan Burt. And coming off the St Pat's team, Niall McNichol come off. I'm not just sure who has gone on there, but we will double check who went on for St Pat's. We're back to a 2 point game, 7 points to 5. St Mary's in possession with James Sargent. James, back out it goes to us. Mate, Cara McBride, out it comes again. Further out the field to Ronan Doherty. Ronan going across field. 6.5 minutes remain. Still a 2 point game. Anything can happen because the ball could have ended up down the net there, Paul.
Could have. Very easy. There's been a few goal-mouth scrambles at both ends. St Mary's will be content just to keep the ball here and draw St Pat's out. They'll want to keep it and draw them out. They can create an overlap and then get in for a free or a score.
Ronan Doherty, back it goes. 7 points to 5, St Mary's lead. Carrying it forward is Liam McLaren. Into the centre to Michael Conlon, the goalkeeper. Conlon, good ball inside, that'll be a mark. And the mark comes from Ronan Burt, who's only on the field, so his first touch is a mark in front of the post. And if he can nail this, it'll put aside 3 points clear with just over 5 minutes of the game remaining, plus whatever additional time we're going to have. So Ronan Burt comes forward from the mark. And this one sails between the posts from Ronan Burt. Only on the field, and he delivers that, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, you could see him. The way he made the run, that's what he was going for. He had only one thing in his mind. They sort of had opened up the middle quite a bit, and it was you'd have to say, a very well executed pass by Micheál Conlon, who has played a lot of football. Micheál played for Ballinray full forward quite a bit, and you can see he's a very natural footballer.
So Michael Higgins replaces Dara McGuckin on the St Mary's side. Ball broken in the centre, picked up there by Cahir McBride.
Yep.
He wins himself a free. So we're back to a 3-point game. 8 plays 5, St Mary's lead. 4.5 minutes.
Brave by Cahir.
St Mary's come forward now to try and put this game completely to bed, because they'll know a 3-point lead. St Pat's could snatch a goal. James Sargent with possession. They're not one a nervy finish with St Mary's. Here, and a little bust of pace.
And they have to press.
But Grant has been turned over, but possession's won back again by St Mary's. Back it goes to Rory Small. Small.
I'd love to know his stats for touches.
And this man too,
the roof.
Eamon Young, lays it inside to the man that just come on, Higgins. Back to Surgeon. Out to Rory Small again. Small, comfortable in possession. Gives it to Eamon Young. 5 points to his name. Away it goes into Micheál Conlon, the goalkeeper. As Paul said, comfortable at playing outfield, and look at the pass inside it goes. Super pass in. Snapshot comes in, but it's a snapshot, and he had more time. But
he just could have run it. He could have run it. He had loads of time to run it and draw the man.
But you're right, Conlon, he can pick out passes.
Oh, he's an exceptional footballer. He played a lot of his football, as I say, at an underage, growing up at full forward. Very, very stylish player.
St Pat's man. Chrissy shouts instructions to move somebody further up the field. I think it was Patrick Harn. He was shouting that to move up. He's calling for the bench as well. So there's going to be a change coming shortly. St Pat's man receiving treatment. Is there a goal in the St Pat's side? Don't rule it out.
Well, this is what, there's one thing about St Pat's teams, they'll fight to the bitter end. There's no doubt about that. They will keep plugging away. And they've had a few goal mouth scrambles.
They've had disappointments here in the last 2 years. Will it be third time lucky for them in Owenbeg at this stage of the competition? They'll keep battling, as Paul said. They're only 3 points adrift. They've had a sniff at the goals a few times. The ball just not falling for them. Doherty spreads it over to the far side. There's plenty of bodies in there. It might be dropped in, but there's still time. 2 minutes of normal time. Ball is dropped in, but it's not the best of balls in. But it could go anywhere. It has come to St Pat's man. Ball in the back of the net. It is in the back of the net for St Pat's. The back on level terms. It wasn't the best of balls in. It fell kindly, and they've worked their way in. And Turlock McHugh has found the back of the net.
And you would have to say that St Mary's had 2 men up for that ball, and it dropped. So there we go. Momentum could be with St Pat's now.
They've won the possession in the centre. 90 seconds plus injury time. The side's level at 1-5 to 8 points. And here comes Shea McCluskey for St Pat's. The ball spread away over to the far side where there's 2 men. Turlock McHugh is one of them, the goal scorer. But he's struggling with a knock by the looks of him. So he left it for Dara Doherty. As Turlock tries to run off the knock. The ball into the centre now to Jack McCloy. Extra time if needed. 1 minute of normal time remains. Shea McCluskey tries to work his way past the challenge. No way past. Has to give it back out.
And Eamon Young is cramping. Not surprisingly, the ground he's covered.
St Pat's now look to get their noses in front after levelling through Turlock McHugh's goal. Into the centre again. Jack McCloy to carry it forward.
And if they have been informed of the clock, they'll be running down the clock until there's no time for St Mary's to get an equaliser. I don't know if that message has got on.
The ball into the centre, and the challenge comes in, and the whistle sounds. Free into St. Pat's. It was a 50-50 ball, but it was the St. Pat's man that got there first. And once the challenge came in from the St. Mary's man, it was always going to be a free, but the St. Mary's man had every right to go for that. But he was beaten to it by Dara Doherty.
Chrissy's entered the fray.
So who's going to take this one?
It'll be Cormac McCluskey, is it?
He hit a beauty in the first half. The second point of the game.
And we're into injury time.
So McCluskey to put St. Pat's in front. After trailing by 3, with just under 2 minutes remaining. He comes forward, it's high, it's lobbing, it's over the bar, and by a lead again from Cormac McCluskey. With the free.
And Mihall's got no ball. And now with 2 on the pitch.
So we've played almost 1 minute of additional time. Is there an equaliser in St. Mary's and Magherafelt? Are they going to break the hearts of St. Pat's again? 2 years ago, they had the game won against Holy Trinity and they lost. Last year they lost at the hands of St. Mary's. The ball's out round the centre, won again by St. Pat's. They could hold possession for the injury time. We've into the second minute. St. Mary's have to push to try and win it back. Turlock McHugh spreads it over to the far side. The St. Pat's come forward. St. Mary's have cut it out, but it's out over the far sideline. Almost turned it over, but not on this occasion for the Magherafelt College. They need an equaliser to force extra time. 1.5 minutes of additional time already played.
And
you'd expect 2 to 3 minutes at least, Paul. As St. Pat's hold possession. St. Mary's chase.
They are hunting
to look and try and turn it over.
St. Pat's can keep this ball and not give it away. They can run the clock down. There's 2 minutes gone. I suspect only one more. I'm suspecting a 33-minute.
The ball back towards McCloy. The winner will play St. Patrick's of Armagh in the semi-final. At the moment, that is St. Patrick's of Maghera. But time is against St. Mary's at the moment, and they don't have the ball. As long as St. Pat's have the ball, they know they're safe. As they break away from the challenge there from McKenna, spreads it over to the far side. Every pass is greeted by a cheer from the large St. Pat's support. They're running down the clock. We've 2.5 minutes of additional time played as they come forward yet again, not looking to try and extend their lead, just trying to hold on to possession, run down the clock. Referee looks at the watch. He still lets play continue. Ball in centre. The ball across, there's plenty of bodies. They might have a chance here. Ball over to Sealand. Wonderful save from Michal. Ball in, but it's gone to the outside and wide. Wonderful save from Michal Conlon.
And I think that's it. I can't see a 4th minute.
We've played 3 additional minutes. Will the referee give them one chance? Will he see where possession lands?
I think it's over.
Michal Conlon with a kick out. The referee watches. Is there one last moment for St. Mary's and Magherafelt? The whistle's in the mouth. It's all over. St. Pat's of Maghera, with a wonderful finish, have turned it over and won it by the narrowest of margins. 1 goal and 6 points to 8 points. They've reversed the disappointment of last year, and they've won it with Turlock McHugh's goal in the 58th minute, and then the winning point from Cormac McCluskey. As we said, when it was a 3-point game, a goal could come from anywhere, Paul, and it did.
Yeah, look, I think we talked about it. We mentioned it. There were a few goal-mouth scrambles for balls across the square. When you're looking at it, you would have to say St. Mary's controlled most of that second half. They were the better side, but we said that St. Pat's wouldn't stop. They kept plugging away and they kept plugging away. They got their goal, and you know when that happens, it's a serious momentum shifter. And you can see they won the next 2 kickouts, and they couldn't. St. Mary's, and in fairness, you'd have to say, admire them. They hunted that ball down in the last 3 or 4 minutes with every ounce of energy, but they couldn't get it. And was the composure of St. Pat's, and they almost got another goal, a superb save by Michal Conlon. But look, from the outset, it was 50-50 game. that's the way it turned out. St Mary's won it last year, and people would have said beat the favourites. We said that St Mary's were maybe slight favourites this year, and look, I chatted to someone there. I was talking to Seamus Woods there, one of the top men, Ulster colleges, and he reckoned that this, the team that comes out of this will be well set to go the full way. But we've heard that story before. I think for St Pat's, for them to get over the line today, I think is a big one. I know there's been a tragedy in the community as well with Mrs. Crilly, etc. So I know it may be small consolation, but hopefully it just gives the St Pat's community a big lift this evening. And I think for those players that some of them just there last year, look, St Mary's will be disappointed tonight, but tonight belongs to St Pat's.
It's a huge win for St Pat's, Paul, because 2 years ago they had Holy Trinity beaten here, and it was a misplaced pass. They lost the game. Last year they lost to St Mary's Magherafelt. That hurt of the last 2 years maybe just drove them across the winning line that this wasn't going to happen again.
I think so. And look, if you had to say it was sitting at 8-5, you could only see one winner.
Yeah.
And they needed a goal, they got it. But such is that St Pat's spirit and motivation that they had. And look, you look at Cathal McCaig out there, and you look at players that were here last year and suffered that disappointment, and you mentioned the Holy Trinity one before. They were starting to creep into St Pat's this element of not getting over the line, a team who are always known for getting over the line. So I think, look, no one's going to begrudge them. We wish them the very best luck in the rest of the competition, and I think for them, they know they didn't play particularly well this evening, but to get over the line and to battle it out and to come through a game of this magnitude will give them huge confidence going forward, and I think you'll see more and better from this team as they go on further on in the competition.
Well, Paul McFlynn, thank you very much for joining me on commentary. To Nev on camera and Darren back at base, thank you very much. And thank you for tuning our way to this Danske Bank MacRory Cup quarter-final. We now know 3 of our semi-finalists. We know 1 of our semi-finals. It's St Patrick's Armagh will take on St Patrick's of Maghera, and Abbey Vocational School Donegal will face the winner of the last of our quarter-finals on Sunday, which will throw in at 6:30. That will also be live here on Ulster GA TV. It's Omagh taking on Southwest Donegal, and then it'll be into the semi-finals. But tonight it belongs to St Patrick's of Maghera on a final score. St Patrick's Maghera, 1 goal and 6 points. St Mary's Magherafelt, 8 points. From myself, Alan Gunn, and all the team here at Ulster GA TV, it's good night from Owenbeg.